the negative continues to use the Second Amendment as a absolute law or amendment, stating that guns cannot be regulated just because it says it in the Second Amendment that it's a right to the people. But again, the 2008 Supreme Court they stated that the right to regulate guns is not illegal. Also, they say that the ban will affect those who abide the laws, and the bill only tackles assault weapons. The bill excludes 2,258 legitimate hunting and sporting rifles and shotguns by specific makes and models. So not all guns are being banned with the Feinstein bill. These guns could be used for self-defense reasons, even though the negative also tries to make it seem like guns are owned by a majority of Americans. When Drew D. Silver's survey he took in 2013, he states that 37%, more than a third of Americans, say they or someone in their household owns a gun. So that's the minority of Americans that own a gun. And also, furthermore, the negative states that the bill doesn't stop criminals from buying modifications, and that the assault weapons do not have a significance in mass shootings. Even though there's quite a variety of examples where assault weapons were used in mass shootings. Semi-automatic rifles similar to the AR-15 have been used in high-profile and deadly mass shootings over the years in Aurora, Colorado, in Oregon, in San Bernardino, California, Newtown, Connecticut, Orlando, the 2017 Las Vegas shooting, and the most recent one in Texas, which all used assault weapons. To further elaborate as well on the point that the ownership of guns in America isn't as high as the negative state claims. In the 2004 survey, they found that the average gun owner owns 6.6 firearms, and the top 3% of gun owners own 25 guns each. So it's not that the 300 million guns that are owned in America, that are in America, are owned by every individual. Because most individuals that buy a gun are the ones that continue to repurchase the guns and own more than just one. So since the negative continues to kind of attack the use of the bill towards just regular guns and not the assault weapons that are mentioned in the bill themselves, they haven't really found a reason to not implicate the bill itself. They keep talking about regular guns and the guns and crimes, even though crimes continue to decrease, and they haven't used an example to explain the increase in guns to the relations and the decrease of crimes in certain states, even though in a survey, in a research center of Harvard, they stated that in case control studies, ecological time series, and cross-sectional studies indicate in home cities, states, and regions in the U.S. where there are more guns, both men and women are at higher risk for homicide, particularly firearm homicide. So, in conclusion, the U.S. should enact the Feinstein bill to prevent the mass killings with the use of assault weapons.